The Bray Road Beast, American Werewolf Nightmare. Gather close, dear listeners, as your nightmare maestro summons a tale from the heartland of America, where shadows dance beneath a harvest moon, and the line between man and beast blurs in the darkness. Tonight, we venture to Bray Road, a rural Wisconsin road whispered to be the hunting ground of a creature that defies classification, a creature known as the Beast. Our tale begins on a crisp autumn night, the moon casting an eerie glow over the winding country roads. Local teenagers, seeking thrills, whisper stories of the Beast, a hulking figure with glowing eyes, a terrifying blend of wolf and man. Sarah, a headstrong young woman with an insatiable curiosity, scoffs at the tales. Just stories to scare kids, she tells her friends, her voice echoing in the quiet night. But as the night deepens, a chilling encounter challenges her skepticism. Driving home alone, her headlights illuminate a figure on the road. Large, hunched, and covered in matted fur, it stares back at her with eyes that burn like embers. Sarah slams on the brakes, her heart pounding in her chest. The creature lunges towards her car, its claws scraping against the metal, its hot breath fogging the windows. "What the hell is that?" she screams, her voice barely audible over the roar of the engine. The creature lets out a blood-curdling howl, a sound that seems to echo through the very soul. It circles her car, its movements swift and predatory. Sarah, paralyzed by fear, can only watch as it vanishes into the surrounding woods, leaving behind a lingering scent of decay and a gnawing sense of dread. News of Sarah's encounter spreads through the small town like wildfire, fueling the flames of the legend. But one man, John, a reclusive farmer, has been watching the road for years, his silence a burden of unspoken knowledge. "I've seen it," he confides in a local journalist, his voice raspy and hesitant. "It's real. It's been out there for years, preying on those who stray too far from the light." John's testimony, shrouded in mystery and fueled by years of solitary observation, sends a chill down the spine of the community. The Beast is no longer a myth. It is a terrifying reality, a predator lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. A group of local hunters, led by the grizzled veteran, Billy, set out to track down the creature. Armed with rifles and fueled by a mix of fear and bravado, they venture into the woods, their heavy boots crunching on the fallen leaves. "We'll find this thing," Billy declares, his voice echoing through the trees, "and we'll put an end to its reign of terror." But the woods are a labyrinth of darkness, the trees whispering secrets that the hunters are not prepared to hear. As they delve deeper into the Beast's territory, they begin to question their own sanity, their senses assaulted by strange sounds and unsettling visions. The full moon rises, casting an eerie glow over the forest. The hunters, their nerves frayed and their resolve weakening, hear a sound that sends shivers down their spines, a mournful howl, a chilling symphony of pain and hunger. "It's close," Billy whispers, his voice barely audible over the pounding of his heart. The hunters, their bravado now replaced with primal fear, split up, their senses heightened as they scan the darkness for any sign of the creature. The forest floor is a treacherous maze of twisted roots and fallen branches, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. One of the hunters, Tom, a young man eager to prove his worth, ventures too far from the group. He hears a twig snap behind him, a rustle of leaves that sends a shiver down his spine. He turns, his rifle raised, but it's too late. The Beast lunges from the shadows, its claws tearing through his flesh, its fangs sinking into his throat. Tom's screams are cut short, swallowed by the darkness. His blood stains the forest floor, a crimson offering to the hungry moon. The remaining hunters, their numbers dwindling, realize they are no match for the Beast. They abandon their pursuit, their hearts pounding with terror as they race back towards the road. But the Beast is not far behind. Its howls echo through the trees, a chilling symphony of pursuit and impending doom. Billy, his face pale and his breath coming in ragged gasps, stumbles and falls, his rifle clattering to the ground. The Beast is upon him, its massive form blocking out the moonlight. "Help!" Billy screams, his voice a desperate plea for salvation. But the other hunters are too far ahead, their own survival instincts overriding any sense of loyalty. They abandon Billy to his fate, their footsteps fading into the distance as the beast closes in for the kill. Deep within the woods, in a hidden cave shrouded in darkness, lies the beast's lair. The walls are adorned with the skeletal remains of its victims, their bones a grotesque testament to its insatiable hunger. The beast drags Billy's lifeless body into the cave, its claws leaving bloody trails on the stone floor. It feasts on his flesh, its guttural growls echoing through the cavernous space. But as it devours its prey, a transformation occurs. The beast's fur begins to recede, its muscles shrinking, its bones reshaping. It shrinks, contorting and twisting until it takes on a human form. The creature, now a man, rises from the bloody feast. His face is pale and gaunt, his eyes filled with a feral madness. His name is Lucas, a recluse who has lived in the woods for years, his isolation warping his mind and twisting his soul. He has been cursed, his body transformed into that of a beast under the light of the full moon. He is both hunter and hunted, trapped in a cycle of violence and despair. The moon, it makes me a monster, he whispers, his voice barely audible. It takes control of my body, my mind, my very soul. The Nightmare Maestro reveals the true nature of the beast. It is not a mindless predator, but a tortured soul, a victim of a curse that has robbed him of his humanity. Sarah, haunted by her encounter with the beast, returns to Bray Road, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. She seeks out John, the reclusive farmer, hoping he can shed light on the mystery. John, recognizing Sarah's courage and determination, confides in her. He reveals the existence of Lucas, the cursed man, and the tragic circumstances that led to his transformation. He's not evil, John explains, his voice filled with empathy. He's a victim, just like the others. Sarah, her heart filled with compassion, vows to help Lucas break the curse. She begins to research ancient texts and folklore, seeking a way to free him from his monstrous existence. Sarah, armed with newfound knowledge and a flicker of hope, delves into the history of Bray Road and the surrounding region. She uncovers tales of ancient curses, forgotten rituals, and a dark presence that has haunted the land for centuries. The land itself is cursed, whispers an elderly woman, a local historian with a haunted look in her eyes. It's a place where the veil between worlds is thin, where the boundaries between man and beast blur. Sarah learns of a Native American legend that speaks of a shape-shifting creature, a guardian of the forest who protects the land from those who seek to exploit it. But the creature, corrupted by greed and malice, has become a twisted version of its former self, a monster driven by bloodlust. The Nightmare Maestro reveals the chilling truth: the beast of Bray Road is not a werewolf, but a skinwalker, a malevolent entity that can take on the form of any animal it desires. It feeds on fear and despair, the elderly woman warns, her voice trembling. It thrives in the shadows, preying on the vulnerable and the lost. Sarah realizes that the curse that afflicts Lucas is far more ancient and sinister than she first imagined. It is a curse that has been passed down through generations, a blight on the land that must be broken. Sarah, driven by a growing sense of urgency, embarks on a desperate search for a cure. She consults with experts in the occult, paranormal investigators, and even a local shaman. The curse is ancient, the shaman explains, his weathered face etched with wisdom. It will not be easily broken. But there is a way, a path of redemption for the cursed soul. Sarah, her hope rekindled, follows the shaman's cryptic instructions. She gathers rare herbs, conducts ancient rituals, and braves the dangers of the forest in her quest to save Lucas from his monstrous fate. The night of the blood moon arrives, a celestial event that is said to amplify the power of the curse. Sarah, armed with her newfound knowledge and the tools of the ritual, ventures into the heart of the forest, seeking out the beast's lair. The moon, a crimson orb in the sky, casts an eerie glow over the trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal arms. The air is thick with tension, the silence broken only by the rustle of leaves and the distant howl of the beast. Sarah finds the cave, its entrance guarded by a pile of bones. She steps inside, her heart pounding in her chest, her every sense on high alert. Deep within the cave, Sarah finds Lucas, his body already beginning to transform. His eyes glow with a feral light, his teeth bared in a snarl. "Leave me," he growls, his voice a guttural echo of the beast. "You cannot save me." But Sarah, her resolve unwavering, presses on. She recites the incantation, her voice filling the cave with ancient power. The air crackles with energy, the shadows dancing in a frenzied ballet. The beast lunges, its claws extended, its fangs dripping with venom. But Sarah stands her ground, her eyes fixed on Lucas's tortured soul. "Fight it, Lucas," she cries. "Remember who you are." Deep within the moonlit forest, Sarah prepares for the ritual. She gathers the sacred herbs and artifacts, their scents mingling with the earthy aroma of the damp cave. The air crackles with anticipation, the energy of the impending ritual palpable. As Lucas writhes in agony, his body contorting between man and beast, Sarah begins the incantation. Her voice, steady and resolute, fills the cavern with ancient words of power. "By the light of the moon, I call upon the spirits of the land," she chants, her voice echoing off the cave walls. "Release this soul from its torment. Break the curse that binds it." The cave fills with an ethereal glow, the shadows receding as a wave of energy washes over Lucas. His howls of pain transform into cries of anguish, his body convulsing as the curse fights to maintain its hold. The ritual reaches its climax. A blinding flash of light erupts from Sarah, engulfing Lucas in its purifying embrace. The beast's form dissolves, its fur receding, its claws retracting, its monstrous features melting away. When the light subsides, Lucas lies on the cave floor, his human form restored. He is weak, his body scarred and battered, but his eyes are clear, the madness replaced by a glimmer of hope. "I'm free," he whispers, his voice raspy but filled with gratitude. "You saved me." Sarah, exhausted but elated, helps Lucas to his feet. Together, they emerge from the cave, the first rays of dawn illuminating their path. News of the beast's defeat spreads through the town, a wave of relief washing over the community. Lucas, no longer a pariah, is welcomed back into society, his past transgressions forgiven. He dedicates his life to protecting the forest, honoring the spirit of the original guardian, and ensuring that the curse never returns. Sarah, her name whispered in reverence, becomes a local legend, a symbol of hope and courage. She continues to explore the mysteries of the paranormal, her experiences on Bray Road forever etched in her memory. Subscribe for more tales from the Nightmare Maestro.